Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how I shape my nails. Now this is a topic that so many of you have been asking me about, and what tools I use or just in general, how do I get that arrow shape. Now if you've been following me, then you know what I'm talking about. This is a shape that I usually go for when I do my nail care routine. Today we're going to really talk about some tricks and tips that I have on how to maintain that arrow shape. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. Okay, so I've just removed my nail polish and I'm going to start with completely bare nails. That means no base coat, no moisturizer, nothing. I really wanted to show you guys my nails in different stages. So there's one here, I'm starting from like a different shape. It's rounded here, and I want to show you how I maintain the shape and also how to fix the shape. So I'm going to go over that in a little bit more detail later on. I'm going to go in and moisturize my nails with cuticle care cream from Cuter Cuticles, and it's called Nail Pattern Boldness. Now this cream has been working for me so well. It's very hydrating and absorbs quickly. Before I do any kind of shaping, my nails need to be moisturized. This nail actually is kind of the ideal shape. So this is where I'm trying to get all my nails at in this video. So for this nail, I'm really just going to maintain it. So that means to just kind of sharpen the edge, make sure that the edges all match and they are all aligned. The key to the arrow shape is to have those slanted edges that come and join in at a point, and then you want a little bit of a straight edge that builds into the slanted part. So it's more of like an arrow shape rather than a triangle, if that makes sense. So if you look really closely, you can see at the sides there is some height first before it tilts into that shape. So that's what we're trying to get today. This nail right here is misshapen. As you can see, the sides don't match and they're slightly rounded, so we're going to work on that. For this nail, it chipped at one point, so now it eventually rounded out. So we're going to shape this one to get it back to the arrow shape. And then the pinky nail here, it has the shape that we want, but it's a little bit long, so we're just going to trim it down. Before we get started with the shaping, let's go over some of the tools that we're going to be using. Now you can use any kind of nail clip here. You can use the ones that have the straight edge. Whichever one that you prefer to use, you can use here. Next is this nail file that I got from Sally Beauty. It's super cute with the little pineapples on there. So we're going to shape this out using just a regular emery board. I'm just going to go in and file down the nail. So you have to be really patient with filing because you don't want to go too much on this back and forth motion, because all that does is literally pull your nail back and forth and weakens it, and then it becomes more susceptible to being broken or chipping. So not this, but more like this. If you're really tempted just to save some more time, you can go back and forth, but don't do it the whole way. Just get the bulk of the shape. If you're going to go back and forth at a certain point, then make sure that you're going one direction, making sure that you're not leaving frayed edges. So if you see going back and forth, if you could see there's little micro edges there, get frayed when you go back and forth. And when that happens, the nail starts to hook on your hair, your clothes, and it makes it way more susceptible to being chipped. So once you go the one way, you'll notice that the edges start to get smoother, so you don't have that frayed edge that hooks on everything. So as you can see now, it's way more smoother than it was. This is really the final shape. There's like a really sharp point to it. I mean, if you prefer to keep it that way, that's cool, but if you want to avoid cutting yourself or someone else accidentally, there's a final step that I like to do just to offset that sharp edge, and that's just taking the nail file and just rounding out the edge. So with this one, we're just gonna freshen up the edges, make them a little bit more even or sharper. It's really just maintaining in this one. What you're gonna do is just kind of gently, it doesn't matter which direction you choose, but just pick one and stick with it. So then you got your shape. So there's the start. Go in with your nail file and get the bulk of the shape. Remember to go one direction. When I'm filing, what I like to do is just pull the skin back here so it doesn't get caught on the nail file. That, and then you do your next side. So there you go, you got your arrow shape. And then don't forget to do the final rounding of the edge. And so with this nail, it's got the overall shape, but it's uneven here. So now you see the edge is very sharp here, so we're just gonna round that out really quickly. And then after the shaping process, I'm gonna go in with my base coat. This is honestly, I love this. I've been using it for maybe about a year now, and I love it as a base coat and even just as kind of like a coat of nail polish. If I don't want to put any color on my nails, then just throw this on, keep my nails nice and moisturized. There you have it. There are some tips and tricks on how to shape your nails. And if you have any other questions, please post them below. I'll be happy to answer them. And see you in my next video. Bye.